Thanks, Shubhendu and Nancy. And let's begin Finance World with the top lines we're following at this hour. In the latest notification to banks across the country, RBI has informed that relaxation will be allowed on withdrawal limit for those deposits made in current legal tender notes on or after November 29, 2016. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley says the government has taken a new initiative by setting up a modern insolvency mechanism based on the best practices in the world. As there are a lot of expectations from this new insolvency mechanism, it will deliver the desired results in the years to come. India's economy grew at 7.1% in the first 6 months of the current financial year, despite subdued growth in the world economy, says Union Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Various steps being taken to boost industrial production and growth include Make in India and Startup India initiatives. And government removes excise duty on goods for manufacturing of point of sales, that's POS machines, that are in great demand. POS machines will be exempt from 12.5% excise duty and 4% special additional duty till the 31st of March. And in some more details, in the latest notifications to banks across the country, the RBI has informed that relaxation will be allowed on withdrawal limit for those deposits made in the current legal tender notes on or after the 29th of November 2016. We're going to get you more on that, and our correspondent Ajay Mishra is going to be joining us over the phone line to talk to us and explain to us what this really means. Ajay, if we could talk about what this latest notification of the RBI really says, explain that for our viewers.
I think, Priyanka, the mobilization that has come to the banks are in the form of currency notes of 500 and 1,000 rupees. You just told viewers the news that the people have deposited almost 8.44 lakh crores, but that's all in the old denominations. So to mobilize the new currency notes and to promote and incentivize the deposit of new currency notes, RBI has come out with this circulation that there will be no limit of withdrawal of such currency. So idea is again to ask people not to hold the new currency and give back to the banking system and use cashless transaction as much as possible.
So Ajay, what essentially the RBI is hoping to achieve with this is more easing and more money coming into the market once again, particularly that legal tender, the new legal tender.
That's what the money is meant for. If it is not being circulated and is being hoarded just like gold in our households or in the lockers, it has no meaning at all. It is just a waste, a piece of paper which is not working at all. And with the inflation, the value of money is going down if you keep them in the safe and in your households. So that's why RBI is asking people not to hold the new currency notes and prompting the people to make use of new currency notes for the circulation for the greater use, so that people are not, romanticized with the new notes and keep them in their pockets.
So Ajay, just to clarify for people who are still depositing those old notes which have been demonetized, the limits on withdrawal for them stay the same?
Yes, absolutely. The limits of withdrawal per week is 24,000 rupees via check, and from ATM you can withdraw up to 2,500 rupees. That remains the same. There is no change in that.
All right, we'll leave it there, but thanks so much for joining us and explaining that for our viewers. Let's get you a quick update on the stock markets now, tell you how they've been performing in trade. We're going to begin with the US pack first. Tell you how the US markets have been doing in trade yesterday before we come to the other markets as European, Asian and Indian. Taking a look at what the sentiment has been across US, a little bit of negativity there. The Dow Jones, S&P 500 as well as the Nasdaq all down in yesterday's trade. The S&P 500 as well as the Nasdaq close to about 0.5%. Talking about the European bosses and the kind of mood that we saw in the European markets, the FTSE 100, CAC 40 as well as the DAX, again all down. But talking about how Asian markets have been performing in morning trade today, we're a little bit of a mixed bag there. As you can see, the Nikkei is down, the Straits Times and the Shanghai Composite both up, while the SGS Nifty is also giving off negative cues. Talking about the Indian markets, the Sensex and the Nifty though managed to end in the green in yesterday's trade. As you can see, both the indices were up. So we'll be keeping a track of all the big business news for you through the day and also keeping a track of the stock markets. For now, for the rest of the news is back to Shubhendu and Nancy.